Got a secret, can you keep it? Swear this one you'll save. Better lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave.
Hey guys, so the other day, Joey Graceffa and Miss Glamorazzi, or Ingrid, did the Pretty Little Liars tag on Joey's channel. And I love the show, it's one of my favorite shows. And with the season finale or fall finale coming up tomorrow, or technically today, since I'm going to upload this on Tuesday, I just thought it'd be great to do that tag as well. So I took the first 7 questions from the first part of the tag on Joey's channel and put them down on my phone, and I'm just going to answer them right now. So the first question is, who's your favorite character? So for me, this is kind of a hard question because they definitely have a tie, and it's between Aria and Spencer, and I guess they're just the most relatable characters for me, and I get their wit half the time. Like, Hannah's funny, but they're more like the outright funny jokes, and I get more the dry humor, sarcastic humor from Spencer and Aria. They're also both, I feel like, the most mature characters in the show out of the 4 girls, and they're just, I really relate to them. Spencer's really smart, and I'm good at school, and I enjoy school. And then Aria is very quirky, and she's very different from the other ones, and that's how I am as well. Next question is, who do you think is behind the A-Team? So, I've kind of had a theory. I think I have a different theory almost every show, or at least every season, as to who's behind the A-Team. I feel like Melissa might be part of the A-Team, and I've heard the whole theory with Allison and Allison having a twin. That's from the books, but I don't feel like the show would follow the books to a T that much as to make that predictable. So I feel like Melissa's in on it. I feel like, I don't know if Jenna's in on it anymore. Maybe she was in the beginning because obviously she has helpers. But right now my main theory is Melissa. Who do you ship? Okay, so I kind of don't really ship characters in the show with who they're dating. Actually, I like Hannah and Caleb as a couple, but that's like the only like straight out couple that I ship, I guess. I mean, I really liked Hannah and Toby, but seeing as they're not together anymore, that boat has sailed, I guess. That ship has sailed. And so I really shipped Aria with Wes when she kissed him. And I also shipped Aria with Holden in last season. And Holden was one of my favorite characters. I loved his little storyline with his heart problem. And I think that he was a very well-developed character. And I kind of wish that they would have continued having him on this season. But I haven't seen him. Maybe they'll bring him back later. But I shipped those 2. And then I also shipped Spencer and Ren. I did not ship Hannah and Ren. I just didn't like it. Ren was with Spencer first. And for him to kiss Spencer's best friend was a little awkward for me. But I really, really shipped the playfulness and the thrill and the adventure of Ren and Spencer being together. So those are the 3 couples that I ship that aren't canon, I guess is what you call them. But they're not in the show as much, but those are the 3 that I ship. Okay, the 4th question is the most memorable cheesy / stupid moment in the show. So my most memorable cheesy / stupid moment is also the same as Joey's, but I also have another one. So the first one was when Emily and Paige are driving to their party, and Paige freaks out and they just stop in the middle of the woods, like, especially with everything that had been going on and why they were freaked out. It didn't make sense to me that they stopped in the middle of the dark woods and just left their car unlocked and just left their car. And then the chase after who slashed her tires, like, the whole thing just really, really, really did not make sense to me. And that's one thing that I have to have in television shows. Things have to make sense half the time. And that was one thing that really bugged me. Another thing that bugged me is when Hannah and Aria pushed the officer's car, the police car, into the lake. They left fingerprints all over it. They think that nobody's going to find out. They kept touching it, and that's one thing that bugs me in most shows, is that people touch things and leave fingerprints, but nobody ever thinks to like get the fingerprints off of things. So those were the 2 cheesy moments that really, really bugged me. The 5th question is, who is your favorite villain? So, okay, Melissa isn't really a villain per se, technically, but she's definitely one of my favorite, like, not necessarily good characters. She very much is an antagonist in the show. She plays on Spencer. So Melissa was one of my favorites. And I also did really like Jenna and Noel Kahn. And Noel isn't really in the show much anymore, and neither is Jenna. But Noel had that typical like bad boy, cute boy thing going on. And Jenna's storyline of pretending to be blind was pretty cool. So definitely Melissa is my favorite, and a close second is Jenna and Noel. The sixth question is, who do you predict will or might become a villain? So I already alluded to this as to who might be behind the A-team. I think Melissa will become a villain. Melissa's just shady. She didn't want her friends knowing that they found Spencer, and that just really bugs me. I don't know if Cece technically is on the A-team or you consider her a villain, but I think Cece's gonna not do some not so good things lately. She's kind of been really shady. I just don't understand. And I also think Officer, I don't remember his name, the officer or detective, I think he's behind something. Like, there has to be a reason that he's not pursuing Hannah or Hannah's mom. There's just something going on there that I think he might become a bigger villain later in the season. And then the last question is, which girl do you think has been hurt the most by A? And it's kind of hard to say who's been hurt the most because they've all been hurt different ways. Like, Hannah, they've definitely gone after Caleb and people around her more. But with Aria, her family has been more directed. I guess as in season 3, I think that Spencer has been hurt the most. I mean, her boyfriend turned out to be part of the A-team. She's basically, in a sense, losing her mind. Mona's antagonizing her. She's in Mona's room. She's lost her reputation and her pride, and she's just lost all these things this season. So I definitely think that she's probably the one who's hurt the most this season. But I also think that Aria might be somebody who's been hurt a lot because her parents' divorce is essentially not necessarily A's fault, but has been brought on and antagonized by A. I mean, her and Ezra's relationship hasn't been the best. So, I mean, last week they stole his kid and took the kid to the carnival or whatever, and that would freak me out. And I think that's a pretty big thing, is just take your significant other's kid. So this season, Spencer's been hurt the most, and maybe Aria in like a general. She hasn't been hurt as often as the other girls, but she's definitely been impacted in big senses every time that she's been hurt. So I think Aria and Spencer. So that's part 1 of the tag. And I think I'm going to wait until after the finale or the fall finale or whatever on Tuesday to post the second part of the tag. So that'll be up sometime next week. I really hope you enjoyed this. I really liked actually doing a tag video and just getting to sit down and talk to you guys. It's not necessarily beauty or fashion related, but I really like the show and I really like sharing my opinions with you guys. So leave a comment down in the bar below if you have any opinions. I will link to the original video from Joey and Ingrid below as well as their accounts. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or feedback, so you guys want to talk about the show, let me know. And I'll see you again soon. Bye!
If I show you, then I know you won't tell what I said. 'Cause two can keep a secret if one of them is dead.